Hey everybody, Steve Przebrowski here. Welcome to tip number 15 in the series from the book that I had recently published by Fire Engineering Books and Videos, 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Examination. So let's get started here. As a reminder, my website, code3firetraining.com, has lots of great free information on there to help you be the best that you can be, regardless of the rank that you aspire to. Whether you want to be a firefighter, engineer, company officer, all the way up to fire chief, lots of great free information to help you prepare and hopefully give you some great suggestions and ideas in your pursuit of excellence and, being a student of the fire service. So my book, 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Exam, is available off fireengineeringbooks.com as well as my website, code3firetraining.com. There's also in the green box below a save 25% coupon code you can use, 101 Tips, upon checkout. What a deal! And depending on when you're watching this, fire engineering throughout the year typically has also other specials, such as sometimes free shipping or maybe even higher discounts, depending on what's going on throughout the year. So definitely thank you for your support. And if you're considering purchasing it or looking at other books, again, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. So let's get going to tip number 15. Let's talk about creating and implementing your career roadmap and action plan that comes out of the roadmap. So if you paid attention to the other videos in this series, or if you had a chance to check the book out, you'll notice there's various voices of experience, basically words of wisdom from friends of mine, mentors of mine, people that have been influential to me in my development, my career throughout my life. So the voice of experience in tip number 15 is my good buddy, the Nuge. Division Chief Mark Nugent out of South Carolina, who works for Midway Fire Rescue. Mark and I have been good friends for a number of years. He's a great dude with a lot of good information, and he provides a lot of great valuable nuggets within this tip. So I encourage you to definitely get a chance to read more about that. So we talked last episode about doing a self-assessment. We've talked about doing a vision, creating a mission statement, knowing what your why is. We've talked about all those things. Now it's time to pretty much put them into place. So I guess the question starts of why have a career development roadmap? Well, in short, why have a career development roadmap? I look at this picture and I got to remind myself about this every now and then. Here's a comprehensive list of everything that you're entitled to and what the world owes to you. And if you're double checking your eyes and trying to maybe clean off your glasses or look closer, yeah, that's a blank piece of paper. The world doesn't owe us anything. Unfortunately, though, we live in a world and a time where entitlement is alive and well. Now, there'll be some to quickly point fingers at, younger generations saying they're entitled. I disagree. I'm not, I'm never the one to blame any generation on anything. Think about this though. Before you start pointing the finger at a generation, especially a younger generation, because that's sort of the popular cool thing to do, guess what they were doing 30, 40, 50 years ago to your parents and grandparents? Yeah, they're talking crap about the younger generations. And guess what will be happening 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now? Same thing. The only thing that changes is the generation name. So before you're that one that starts pointing fingers at younger generations and blaming them as entitled or other maybe derogatory terms, guess what? If you're doing that, I bet they're doing the same to you and calling you something similar or different. So instead of trying to build walls, how about break down the walls? Before you complain about a certain generation, how about taking the time to get to know them better? Instead of being that one that's adversarial, how about getting to know them and being a mentor, especially if you're an officer? Don't assume that they change for you. Try your best to help extend the olive branch and help them out. But anyway, I digress. But the world doesn't owe us anything. I'm sorry. But again, we live in that time and place where everyone seems entitled to everything, whether I see people in their senior citizens, middle-aged folks, all ages that feel they're entitled. I guess it is what it is, but please, hopefully don't let that be you. I try not to let it be me. But anyway, the world doesn't owe us anything. So when it comes to putting together a personal development plan or a career development plan, um, I teach at Chabot College in Hayward. I teach the Intro to Fire class, and our fire technology coordinator, Bob Buell, retired captain from the city of Alameda Fire Department. Him and I have been teaching this class. He teaches the morning Intro to Fire class. I do the evening Intro to Fire class. He actually put together a great document that is a great roadmap that anyone can use as a personal development plan. I'll share what it is. This is what we require our students to do. This is the Intro to Fire, the first fire class for someone that wants to get their 2-year degree in fire science or fire technology, as we call it. We actually force our students to do this even before they're on the job because we want them to be thinking 5 years out, 10 years out, 20 years out. It's flexible, things change, we get it, but we make them do this not just for the career that they want, the fire service, but also for their personal life. If you want to copy this, feel free to email me for a Word version if you want to tweak it yourself. Again, my contact information is on my website, code3firetraining.com, and I'll share that at the end and share it obviously to nauseum if you've been paying attention to any of these things. But this is what's within that career development plan. And again, career personal development plan, whatever you want to call it, it's a way to put together goals and objectives to get you where you want to be personally and professionally. So here's an example of some personal goals. And we don't want the students to cut and paste these. We want them to actually think about their own situation because it differs for each of us. But anyway, here's some examples of personal goals for starting out to become a firefighter. So we encourage our future firefighters. So, for example, complete the training probationary assessment requirements established by the fire department to perform the emergency response and ordinary service activity responsibilities. Pursue education and training so they can qualify as an acting engineer once they're hired. Improve their cardiovascular development, swimming ability, while maintaining strength and endurance training to meet future requirements for water rescue team participation within 5 years, purchase a home for your family, blah, blah, blah. So here's examples of personal goals. And we break it down as well, not just personal, but also professional. So here's some examples as a civilian, because again, remember, these are entry-level wannabe firefighters, but this can be catered to anybody in any line of work, even if you've been on the job 30 years and still have another few years to go. Basically civilian goals: maintain employment with your current employer, seek overtime opportunities to cover costs, to basically attend the fire academy and to do those things to make yourself more marketable to become a firefighter. Seek employment with an ambulance provider to get some EMS experience. B, complete the training education requirements to either qualify for a volunteer, combination, or full-time firefighter position. Complete the education requirements to work towards your 2-year degree, maybe as well for your 4-year degree. C, more physical fitness goals there. And then D, cover necessary repairs to your car, seek more affordable living closer to employment opportunities. Again, everybody's different, but these are just samples and examples that we encourage our students to do that, again, can be catered to anybody. So we actually break it down even further, like year one, first quarter, and then for firefighter as well as civilian. So a lot of the same things that I touched on in the previous slides. We break it down in the main categories of employment experience, education, training, health and fitness, personal life, and that should cover both personal and professional life. As you can see, in the firefighter stuff, if you want to be a firefighter, the goal is to obviously do what it takes to prepare yourself to apply for positions. Once you get hired, keep that employment by, completing your probationary period and then doing what you got to do to take whatever next steps you have once you're off probation. And also other things too. So again, it's a roadmap. It's an example. If it helps, awesome. If you've got a better way of putting together a roadmap of goals and objectives to help you, more power to you. Run with it. So that's year one, what we expect them to do first quarter. Then we break it down. We gave them a sample, and now we have for basically year two, first quarter, second quarter. It's basically the same categories: employment experience, education, training, health and fitness, personal life. But now we leave the blank bullet points that they can cut and paste what they want to do as they project forward. So again, if it helps, awesome. If it spurs you to do something different or build upon it, great. So ultimately what it comes down to, think about it. Back to if you watched episode 14 with the picture of me in front of a mirror, if you don't take charge of your career or personal development, don't expect anybody else to. So many people, it's frustrating, and it baffles me that so many people go through their career waiting for their department, or waiting for the department to inspire them, or waiting for the department to, hey, go, Steve, go take this class. We're going to pay for you. We'll cover your time off. Oh, great. Thanks, Chief. Those things rarely happen. Budgets are tough, especially training budgets, and don't wait for the department. Don't wait for the chief to tap you on the shoulder. Don't wait for somebody to go, hey, dude, get off your butt, get out of the recliner, start taking some classes to Take the engineer's process. Oh, I don't, well, I got another 5 years to go before I'm gonna, you know what? Here's the thing. Life is short. We don't get a second chance to make a great first impression. Our career lifespan, whatever that is, some people spend 20 years on the job, some 30 years on the job, some hell, 40 or 50 years on the job. When we're starting out in the career, we never know how long it's going to take us. And it's not just career, it could be a volunteer position. It doesn't matter. When we get on the job as a firefighter, we never know how long we're going to be. I mean, wish I had a crystal ball. Sometimes I wish I didn't because I don't want to know how it's going to end. If it ends great, awesome, but don't know. But anyway, you got to take charge of your career and personal development because nobody else will do so. So, as always, hopefully some of the information that I've been sharing has been helpful in some way. And if you haven't figured out by now, there is no easy way to do it. I'm not trying to teach you how to pass the test. I mean, I could I'm just not that type of person. I'm not teaching you how to pass the test. I'm trying to prepare you for the position, and not just prepare you for the position, but also prepare you for one position above. And that what is really leadership in a bigger picture item. So a lot of people sometimes pigeonhole, well, you're helping people get promoted. Well, yeah, no. I mean, you got to get promoted if you want to take that next step. But I'm also trying to prepare leaders to be better leaders. That's what my passion is, if you haven't figured out by now. So anyway, my contact information, my social media contacts and platforms, please feel free to reach out. So thank you as always for the gift of your time. And until the next episode, be safe and take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.